Okay, so the renovations have mildly begun. I can't say they've honestly started. Well, I mean, I'm starting them. Um, so there used to be a big 4 foot long stainless steel table here. You'll see where it is in a minute. On top of that stainless steel table was one of my dehydrators, and then a bunch of. I know it's dark here. I'm sorry, I don't have the light on. There's a bunch of equipment, like there's a grinder there. There was a slicer, things like that, for doing the dog treats. So what's happening in this space right now is this is. Are you ready for this mess? This is a mess of storage. But here's an example. This is one of the items that I 3D print. It's a dice tower. So you roll dice and you drop dice in the top and it comes out there, and it's very random. There's a better sideways view of it. Sorry. That's one of the items. But this room has been storage. And it also has part, yeah, I know, this is scary, part of my movie collection. There's probably another 100 or so movies. There's one shelf that's almost empty. It was full. And then you can see there's spaces in between. There's a bunch of movies that have been taken out. I believe I have to get rid of the bottom shelf to do what I want to do in here. Anyways, so what's going to happen is up here, I know you're looking at a wall, right? You can't really tell much. There's a corner. Ta-da! Anyways, up here, I'm trying to angle it so that you can see the ceiling. So from the ceiling down about 2.5 feet, maybe a bit higher. There, we'll zoom out here. Yeah, I know it's really hard to see because we're looking at a blank wall. Anyways, I'm going to put some shelving up there, and the shelving will hold the boxes. So these boxes, these boxes, these boxes, these ones, and oh yeah, and those ones. And if it works out, I'd also like to put the bubble pack in there. And this box, I got something shipped to me, and it's full of recyclable packing peanuts. Now, yes, I could recycle them, or because I do shipping, I could use them. So, right, the 3 R's, reuse, recycle, repurpose. Well, I'm gonna recycle and reuse. So hopefully I can get maybe these 2 big boxes up there, and then some of these big boxes. Sorry, I'm not pointing at the camera. So some of these big boxes up there, and then this box and that box, and maybe these small boxes. After I move some of the cooking stuff off of these shelves, these small boxes can go on here, because this is going to be the 3D printing room. And there's also going to be a surface for packing. It's only a 10 by 10 room. It's not really that big. I have a very large garage. I did consider building in the garage, but here's the problem with that. The material you use for 3D printing. So this stuff, I don't know how well you can actually see it through there. And there's all sorts of rolls there, and there's more down there in those boxes. It does not like humidity. It will swell. And if it swells with humidity when it's going through the printer, it won't work. It'll get clogged. It'll cause errors. It'll fail. Failures equal money. You've got to work on the machine. You've got to put the material here. Here's whoa, there's an avalanche already. I'll show you. I'll move some boxes. This is a spool, almost finished. You can see that. Once it gets moist or wet, it's junk. I mean, once it's printed, it's okay to get moist, but before it's printed, it won't go through the nozzle on the printer. The nozzle on the printer is the ones I use, sorry, because there's different ones. The ones I use, which are the most common, are 0.4 millimeter. So this is tiny. It's not even half a millimeter. So it's very, very small. It'll mess up the machines. It'll mess up the material. It'll mess up the print. Then you've got to, throw it away and start over again with new material. It's a big waste. So I had thoughts of doing this in the garage. I'm no longer going to do that out here. I'm going to do it in here. I don't have as much room in here as I want. I'm not going to be able to use all my machines. I will replace some older machines with newer machines that are faster, to make up for the fact that I can't have as many, right? So you'll see two printers there. These are Ender 3 S1 Pros. There's another one right there. I can't remember that other video with our update. I was talking about printers in the back room. These are them. And right now they're sitting dormant. They're not doing anything, and that's not making me any money. I've got to get this. I got to get this room started, and at least once I put up the shelves up here on the blank wall. Remember, once I get the shelves up, I can put a table here, and then I can put at least two printers here, and then start them running. So that's enough about that. I haven't figured out how to work out this room yet. I've drawn a couple plans. None of them I like. Everything in here has to go eventually, get out of here, so that I can actually work. So I need, there's going to be something here, and then something along the back wall, and then most likely some kind of a table or a desk against that wall. I might even build something, and that's going to be where I can wrap stuff, do the final prep on items. Like, so you see this, I don't know how well you can see it. You see that little string sticking off there? That's an error from the printer. I really don't think there's any others on here. This was a pretty good print. I'm looking, I don't see any. Anyways, so sometimes when you print, you get these little mistakes, like these little strings. Sometimes there's a lot of, there you go, there you can see it better. Sometimes there's a lot, sometimes there's a little. You can see a couple on the inside there. So those all need to be dealt with. Those little ones on the inside, those would actually be dealt with a lighter. You just stick a lighter in there real fast, and they're so thin and wispy, they're gone, and that's fine. That bigger one, it's going to get cut off and trimmed. Now sometimes you get some that are really bad, and you need a flat surface to kind of work on them. We also got this item here, and I don't think, oh yeah, this one has, you can see it sticking out the side there. There's a little stringy there. This is a dice tray. Yeah, other than that one, I don't see any. Oh yeah, there's another one. Oh yeah, there you can see it. And then on the corner. And yeah, so there's some things that need to be fixed. And you don't want these little plastic bits, you know, lying all over the room or the house or whatever. So you want it on the table where you can clean it up nice and easy, have a little vacuum at the end of the day, you know, clean it all up. So let's go look at that table that was in here. Now, here's where more mess comes in. Hey, let me get the lights on. Here's where more mess comes in. So you've heard me talk before, if you're a subscriber, my house is under renovations. It is. The part we walked past there underneath that dehumidifier, or dehydrator, sorry, that flooring was pulled up. There used to be tile there. The flooring was pulled up. There's a bunch of pieces cracked. Behind that printer, those white boxes, that's the new flooring. That's got to go in. Now, I work full-time. I work a full-time job. I work at home. I have the 3D printing business. I have the dog treat business. I don't have a lot of time to do renovations. So it gets done when it gets done. Yes, that means I have things like this. So all this stuff belongs, well, on the counters, which got repurposed for other things. So all of these jars would normally be along the back of the kitchen counter. Because we replaced the kitchen counters and we're not done with them, everything was taken off and put on here. Then, because we have flat space, hey, what do you do with flat space? You fill it up, right? Oh, that's a secret project right there. Dog and cat food. You'll learn about that sometime. How about that? Just sometime. It's a secret project. But, you know, you fill flat space up with stuff, right? So now the slicer and then the slicer and the grinder and the black bag that you can't really see on top of the dehydrator, they all belong under the table. These shelves are going away. Temporarily, all of the stuff that's on this table is going on top of here. This is going against that wall. We have the 2 sets of dog dishes are going away. And what's happening is, and I'll show you, if you've ever worked in a kitchen, you'll recognize these. But I love them. They actually suit my purposes perfectly. So against this wall where these shelves are, as I said, the shelves are going away. There's going to be a shelf down well, at about this height, which is about 12 inches off the floor or so. And anyways, the shelf is going to go, here we go, around these trays, and then these holes are going to be cut out for these trays. And what we have here is Bisquit dog food bowl, water bowl, Owen dog food bowl. And I'll be able to pull these out and wash them by hand, throw them in the dishwasher, whatever. These are actually from commercial kitchen supplier. If you've ever worked in a kitchen, you'll recognize these types of trays. They're used in a cold table or a hot table for when you're doing food prep. For me, my first experience with them was in a pizza shop. I delivered pizza, I built pizza, and I cooked pizza in a pizza oven. So these would hold, there'd be pepperoni in there, and cheese in here, and onions in here, whatever, and then you'd have more under the chilled cabinet. So when you're out of pepperoni, you'd hand that to to somebody. They would take it to go put in the dishwasher. You'd pull out another one, and you'd replace it, and you'd just keep rotating them throughout the day, night, week, whatever it is, right? So anyways, they're stainless steel, super easy to clean, right? Super easy to sanitize, right? They're totally dishwasher safe. I can toss them in there, turn it on, walk away, forget about it, come back. They are perfectly sanitized. I fully believe in keeping my dog's food and water bowls cleaned. I mean, we use a clean plate every time we eat. Don't you think your pets deserve something clean once in a while? Now, the water bowl, I'm not saying you got to wash it every day. And I'm not saying you got to, wash your dog's food bowl every day. Some people do. But some people never wash them, and that's kind of icky. But, every couple days, depending on what you give them, right? If you're giving them wet food that's really messy, you're going to need to wash it more. If you're giving dry food, you can wash less. But dry food is still oily and salty, and it has that feel, So anyways, that's what's happening here. So I'll be putting the shelves into that far room up on the wall. This will be going against the wall. Those shelves will be going bye-bye. All this stuff will be going on this shelf. This table will get out of here, and you've already seen this one. And this table will go in the back room to replace that one, so that so that I can put 2 printers on there and have them working. Woo! So there you go. There's what I'm going to start. I'm going to start that today and tomorrow. I don't know what I can actually film of this work, but I'll film updates in between at least, as to progress and stuff. Because it's hard to do work and film unless I'm wearing the head the camera on the head. And then, of course, that turns into a really long video because you just leave it running, and it runs for like an hour and a half. And that becomes a real pain to edit. So anyways, I'll figure it out. Don't worry. I told you I'd show you stuff. So we'll get into it. For now, there's still regular videos. I've got 5 or 6 regular videos. This is just yet another an unfortunate long update. Oh my gosh, 17 minutes already. I'm sorry. But that's where we're at. I'll let you go. Remember to take a selfie with somebody you love, and we'll see you soon.